60 Minutes aired a report on the NSA last night that many in the media world have been trashing for being too kind to the agency, calling it a fluff piece. Now, in it, Director of the NSA, General Keith Alexander, said that he doesn't believe that amnesty should be in the cards for leaker Edward Snowden. He said, quote, "I think that people have to be held accountable for their actions, because what we don't want is the next person to do the same thing, race off to Hong Kong and to Moscow with another set of data, knowing they can strike the same deal." There does seem to be some disagreement within the agency, however. Rick Leggett, the NSA official tasked with overseeing an assessment on the damage done by Snowden's leaks, said regarding amnesty, quote, "My personal view is yes, it's worth having a conversation about. I would need assurances that the remainder of the data could be secured, and my bar for those assurances would be very high. It would be more than just an assertion on his part." So, Zach, I think we'll be doing plenty of analysis and critique of CBS and 60 Minutes later today on Free Speech Zone. But, for now, when it comes to just these comments here, I guess it's at least good to see some disagreement. But I also feel like, the official that said that maybe he would consider it is forgetting that Edward Snowden said that he doesn't have any of the documents anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of sad that in this piece, this is the element we're talking about as serious news-making sort of policy issues. I think when you look at what's going on at the NSA and the way the NSA has sort of tried to make this story about Edward Snowden and some sort of battle of wills between Edward Snowden and the American government, this just seems to be another installment of that sort of narrative, rather than what's actually going on at the agency. Keith Alexander made no acknowledgement that there are serious First and Fourth Amendment issues with everything that has been revealed so far. And to the extent that there's any sort of interesting new information presented by this 60 Minutes piece, it's that there are people affiliated with the NSA who think actually maybe the damage to national security so far hasn't been that bad, despite all of the hair on fire warnings from people in the administration that this is the most damaging leak in the history of all leaks, and that people's lives are at risk, and all sorts of terrible things are happening. It may be the case that there are people within the NSA itself who think, maybe as long as we can stop this flow of information so far, that this really wasn't that big a deal after all, and this guy should come back to the United States without being punished. That strikes me as a very significant concession, and one that ought to change the narrative around Snowden versus safety and national security.